Good evening, Mask enjoyers. I hope you're doing right, 'cause it's time for the predictions video. Yes, we just had all of these skins rotated into Rust just a few hours ago, and basically in this video we're going to look ahead and try and figure out which of these skins potentially might be the best investment for this week, which of these skins might help us walk away with some sweet, delicious looking profit. Now, I've got to be brutally honest with you, looking at all of these skins, while some do look to be a little bit more appealing, I very likely will just stick with doing barders this week. But Hedge, don't you normally do that all the time? Well, I'm sitting here saying I don't think anything's looking to be super appealing in terms of I will probably end up buying into them. Just being honest, alright? Smart buy order very likely will be the way to go. But looking at all of these, what speaks to me more? What am I more confident in? Alright? I'm probably looking at the Collander Boonie Hat. I've looked at this in game. It's really silly, it's really goofy, but I can assume that a lot of people will be appreciating it. Very straightforward, lovely, goofy Boonie Hat. You've got literally like a saucepan on your head. Come on now, it looks funny. Now, it hasn't sold ridiculously. It's been like 4 hours since the roster rotated. It's done 3,400 subscribers so far. And all the Boonie Hats, as you can see, a lot of the ones that came out somewhat recently, doing pretty good at the moment. But I've really got to get this point across to you. This is selling for $1.49. Alright? All of these other Boonie Hats sold at 99 cents. They're like barely over $1. They're still in the positive, but not by like a ridiculous amount. That's selling at $1.49. This Crabber Boonie Hat also sold for $1.49, and it's still kind of like in the exact same position as all of these other Boonie Hats, but it's in the negative because of that. So looking at that, I'm under the assumption maybe the Collander Boonie Hat might end up like Crabbo. Or maybe we do potentially end up with potentially a weapon, no, a clothing and armor collection, a primitive set, because that's a Boonie Hat. Will we potentially have some sort of poncho that looks as if you're wearing, like, I don't know, like saucepans and whatnot to protect your body, plates and whatnot? Who knows? But let's just quickly see if someone's asked yet. Has anyone asked? They've congratulated him, but they haven't actually asked. So I don't know what happens with this next. But I can see things potentially working out very nicely with it if we do see more skins being produced and it turns into a collection. The funny thing with this whole set that you see here of all the skins today, every single one of them was a collection continuation, but that right there is the only one that isn't. So maybe that might, you know, foretell the future. Will we see more? It's in Risato's hands, but he's actually a skin creator that got his first ever skin accepted today, so props to you, sir. So by default, I'm pretty sure he'll probably try and turn this into a collection. It's probably the smartest thing to do in terms of wanting to get even more acceptances. You've got to keep an eye on the workshop and see what gets produced over the course of this weekend that's coming up. Cool. So that does look quite appealing, but I very likely will be sticking with doing a buy order. That right there is abnormal. It will be marketable Wednesday night going into Thursday morning, 1 o'clock in the morning UK time. If you don't fully understand what an abnormal is, please consider watching my most recent abnormal barders video. It's right over here. Consider watching like the first couple minutes, see how we assess and figure out prices, and then you could just skip ahead and go to the buy orders, and you will see how it all works out. You can watch us racing to do our barders as soon as possible, all in an effort to walk away with some sweet, delicious profit. Alright? So do acknowledge a lot of skins do become marketable at a time earlier than the actual roster rotation. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these skins this week are abnormal, whereas these 4 weapon skins are not abnormal. Alright? Cool. So we just got that nice and established real quickly. That looks to be interesting, but even then, I think I'll probably stick with doing a buy order, because looking at what happened to Crabbo Boonie Hat, even when it got the likes of the poncho and the bandana accepted afterwards, it still ends up in a weird spot. So maybe that sells considerably less and it makes it look to be a lot more appealing as an investment. We shall see. I want to see what it looks like by Wednesday, then I'll assess the situation. Okay, so looking at these other skins, what else is looking very appealing to me? I have to sit here and say Neanderthal hide clothing. Why? Well, skin creator, having spoken to him quite quickly, he's basically said he is going to be making more of this. We're going to have even more caveman-themed clothing skins. Now, Neanderthal, caveman, either way, you get the idea. A lovely bit of transparency there on the shirt. That looks nice. That looks cool. It looks really nice in-game. I've got to give it that. Please consider watching my roster rotation video. Go in the description. Skip ahead to when we talk about the Neanderthal set. Get a good look at in-game. It looks really nice. And I think a lot of people will be appreciating that quite nicely. We are expecting more primitive skins on the horizon. I did offer a suggestion of the likes of some hide halternecks and skirts. Have a female counterpart to that. That'd be nice. But yeah, poncho, bandana, hide boots, burlap shoes, leather gloves. Who knows? If it comes out, if it gets accepted, all the better for this. And I just want to get this point across. This is produced by Zinc. He also happened to be the man behind the likes of the Curse Collection, another primitive set that was accepted earlier this year and worked out very nicely in terms of getting more skins accepted. So as you can see, pretty much most of them are in the positive right now because we've got quite a lot of them being accepted. What was wrong with those two? They were in the very first Rust Store of the year, the January 4 Rust Store. That was when tons of people were playing. Far too many skins got bought in all of that Rust Store. All of the skins in that Rust Store is in the negative still, even whilst we're here in the summer. So just wanted to point that out. I fully believe Zinc will be rolling out a lovely looking set. Keep an eye out, and of course you might not have noticed, but this is already a collection. We already have the likes of an AK, Sleeping Stone, and a Neanderthal Furnace, so maybe we'll get a lot more deplorables as well in the future. We shall see, but it is still looking pretty nice. More primitive skins will equal to spikes demand, spikes in price for the likes of these two. They're selling at $1.49, which might be a bit of a problem. Regardless, it's abnormal. We can wait until Wednesday night, figure out prices, approach it then. Maybe we do end up sticking with just doing bilders. We shall see. Alright, next up, what's also looking very appealing. I'm looking at the Ronin SAP. I do not believe this will be selling that much. All of these other skins right now are performing better in terms of sales, and I've got to show you this. Look at all the pistols right now, the SAP skins, and as you can see, quite a lot of them are doing very nicely at the moment. A lot of the SAP skins that came out in recent past, all in the positive. People appreciate them. People like them. Even the ones that don't necessarily look very appealing, even they're only down by like 11 and 19%, which isn't ridiculous. It's not like an AK-47 where it's down by half. It's only down by a fair bit. But all of these, up 20, up 24, up 24, and then you look over to here, up 52, and you look over to here, up 23, up 64, up 33. Yeah, they're doing very, very nice at the moment. I don't think this would be selling that much. If we were to make comparisons to these other skins here, I reckon this will probably sell even less compared to the Crazy Love SAP. Part of a well-established collection, as you can see right here, bright and red, but not necessarily super in demand. But that by itself still looks like it could be doing perfectly fine. Maybe it might end up being just a $1.50 buy order. Hey, at the end of the day, as time goes on, in the future, when we go through good times again, when lots of people are playing, much like right now, I certainly believe that SAP will be doing perfectly fine in the future as well. So we'll look at that on Wednesday, see how many sales have happened, and we'll question it, because that right there is not abnormal, unfortunately. So we'll only be able to consider buying it on Wednesday night, or wait until the Rust rotation has happened, and then just try and stick with doing a buy order. So yeah, you get the idea. Is there anything else that's looking pretty okay? I might roll with the likes of the MK Ultra Thompson. I'm under the impression that if we get a few more weapon skins, it will turn out quite alright. A bright and colourful, cool looking set. The AK isn't down that bad. Sold for $3. How many listings are now below that price? So let's just quickly go and see. 200 plus listings. Oh, okay, wait, hang on a minute. They're all down there. Oh, Right, so more than half of them are selling for above $4. Okay, that's interesting. And after this 12 and 21, it isn't too bad, he says, but we are getting a lot more of these skins accepted, and more of them keep still getting produced. So keep an eye on this. Yeah, unfortunately, there is quite a significant amount before or below $3. We'll keep an eye on it. But this, along with the likes of the Sweet Dream set, bright and colourful, you can easily see these during the night time and whatnot. I think people will be liking them. I think it will develop into one of the only weapon collections where we actually have the skins in the positive. But by default, looking at all the Thompsons, we know that they're not exactly doing super great, but they don't necessarily go down too bad. So smart buy order could still lead to some success and whatnot. So that's fine. A smart buy order can still work out quite nicely. I'm a bit 50-50 on it, but I don't think it'll be selling too ridiculously. So we'll see how that turns out. Cool. Awesome. Right, now I'm going to talk about these other skins now, but I'm not going to look at them in a positive light. I think they're going to not work out very nicely. Okay, let's start off with the likes of Neon Small Comp Storage. So I know a lot of you are probably thinking, Hedge, surely that's going to be alright, surely that's going to be okay. Not really. Okay, so let's just get this point across. I think far too many of these are being bought. Literally last week, with last week's Rust Store, we saw the meds end up with 52,000 plus subscribers. Do not be surprised if there's probably more like 70,000 of these that have been bought and are in circulation now. Now, just to give you some context, if we had about 145,000 playing today, would you sit there and say at least 1 and 2 people will be wanting to buy that? And you also have to consider maybe some people have already bought it. So there's a lot of these in excess that have been bought. And I do worry because as you look over to here on the front page of the Rust market, all 3 of these are on the front page, and meds is looking pretty much exactly like food storage. I've had a video talking about these. We're getting far too much stock being put on here. big fat quantities of resistance are already appearing. If you bought this for 150, you're only walking away with maybe like 10 cents profit. If you bought this small neon food storage, yeah, you're not even making profit anymore. You're making loss. Oh yeah, there you go, 118. Other people can't stop themselves. Only fuel storage at the moment is looking to be doing okay. But even then, once we've reached around September, October, November, the autumn fall seasonal dip, I will not be surprised that these potentially go down to, and potentially maybe even less than, $1. Do not be surprised. But when times are good again in the future, will things improve? Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. But it's that upcoming horrible dip that's on the horizon. So September, October, November, the lowest potential point most likely will be happening around October time. So if you just want to save your money, yeah, wait until October. Okay, cool. So that comp storage, I'm probably just going to stick with doing a $1 buy order. If it does around 40,000 subscribers, which is expected, then yeah, I mean, it's just going to behave exactly the same, most likely. So, cool. All right, Sushi Sheep Matador. I know a lot of people really do like the design. I respect that. It looks cool. And very likely on the horizon, we could potentially see even more of this set with even new cats, because there was, of course, a Sheep Matador that was submitted just over this past weekend. So, get a good look at that. Very nice, very cool. And yes, you've got the surprise kitty over here and the fairly tame-looking kitty over here. So, don't be surprised if we see yet another potential Japanese shop-themed skin being produced. Deplorable. Don't know what it'd be, but we'll see. But we've seen deplorable sets work out very nicely, such as Shadowborn this year. And yet, even then, the Sheep Matador ended up going down into the negative. Yep, take a look at this. Got a lovely set that was rolled out throughout all of this year, and yet that still went down in price. Now, there was a point where all of them were in the positive. I will point that out. Yes, that was in the positive for a while, but even then it went down. When you take a look at all the Sheep Matadors that we had so far this year, it's halfway through the year, and we already have 19 of them accepted. Some of them Twitch drops, some of them probably charity skins. Anyway, last year in total we had 30. I'm pretty sure we're going to, surpass this. And year before that, it was like 28. We have far too many Sheep Matador skins. Far too many things to compare to. And that right there, unfortunately, even if we do see the likes of continuation, yes, there might be a brief period of time where it does spike demand a little bit, goes above its rust or price. I just don't think it'll last. So that very likely will be just me sticking with doing a buy order. Ramen Garage Door's doing very nice at the moment. However, it's like a situation where if you bought it for $4, you can't really sell it for a profit right now anyway. But a smart buy order definitely would have worked out very well. I'm quite surprised to see it managed to do a very good job retaining its price. I went lowball on that, and then even then, yeah. Well, people clearly like it. People like sushi cats, so maybe it might work out quite a fair bit, but I'm just not 100% confident. So I really do think I'm probably going to stick with maybe doing a lower price buy order. We'll see how things turn out. We'll see how many it sells. Then we've got the likes of the Quarantine Garage Door. Again, another continuation. Looking pretty sweet. Doesn't glow in the dark. Got to point that out. Some of these skins are working out quite nicely, but not the door. Not the other deplorable. Oh, awkward. But I will sit here and say this. There's plenty of skins that have been submitted in the past, but weren't accepted. The skin creator, Mr. Circu, he could just resubmit it. You got another deplorable here. Maybe he'll touch it up, clean it up a bit, improve it. But yeah, we very likely could be seeing a large box. More deplorables could work out the likes of that. But yeah, maybe we'll see a lot more weapon skins and whatnot. Maybe it might not help out that much. But yeah, that's only selling for $2. But then we also had to consider how many garage doors we had so far this year. How many are we likely going to see in the future? Even more Twitch drops very likely. Please consider this. There's probably going to be even more Twitch events taking place throughout the rest of this year. Do not be surprised. Be prepared. Will we see even more very cool looking garage door skins being accepted in the future? Wouldn't doubt it. So yeah, I do question it, I do worry for it, and once we reach around September, October, November, the absolutely awful time where a lot less people are playing the game, yeah, it very likely will be going below its rust or price. So therefore, I'll just stick with doing a buy order. Then we have the likes of the Cel AR. It's nice, it's a cool looking style. It's a continuation of the Tier 2 armor that we had accepted not too long ago. Very weirdly, 6 weeks ago. But anyway, this is selling for, what is it, $3.49? We've had a few AK-47s selling for around $3 and $3.49 this year already. And one thing you might notice, all of the AKs in the negative except Thundergold. So we had the likes of El Diablo AK-47. That sold for $3.49. Now it's barely sitting here at above $1. Yes, that is currently sitting there with only 32 listings at $1.05. That sold for $3.49. We also had the likes of the Mythical Dragon AK-47. Golden Bejeweled. Very nice. Yeah, it sits here at like $1.30 after selling for $3.49. They are not doing a very good job of retaining their value. There are far too many AKs to compare to, and unfortunately the vast majority of them do end up going into the negative. We also had the likes of Black Diamond AK-47 there, sold for $4.49, now it sits there at $3.70, doing better compared to most, but still not good. So with the likes of that, Cel AR, unfortunately, based on the fact that there's very likely going to be another AK accepted the week after that, and another one after that, and another one after that, and then Twitch drops and whatnot, I don't think it'll be retaining its value. Very likely it'll end up just barely over $1, like many others. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Then we've got the likes of Ditto Python. Now, this right here, we haven't had that many Python skins submitted and accepted this year, have we? Well, there you go. It's the second one. Last year we had 7. The year before that we had 11. Do you notice how quite a lot of them aren't exactly doing super great? Bit awkward, I know. I'm not 100% sure Ditto Python's going to be perfectly fine. Look at the likes of the previous skin. It's currently sitting now at -45. Oh dear, that MP5 did not hold up very nicely. Do you honestly believe this is going to be okay? Well, as of now, it's a weapon-only collection. By default, not feeling super confident with weapon-only collections. You get the idea. Probably just going to end up being a 60 cent to 80 cent builder. We'll see how much it sells by the end of the week, but I don't expect much. And then we have the likes of Junkernaught SAR. Part of the Junkernaught collection, as you can see, we've got a whole bunch of these weapons here. That's nice to see, but they don't sell that much, and they don't do a very good job retaining their value. So that sold 6,000 subs, currently down by 19. Junkernaught AK-47 only did 8,400 subs, currently down to less than $1. Ooh. Bar basically the same. We had this Junkernaught Shoot on the Door, which was, to my surprise, a skin that got accepted. Transparent, glow in the dark, looking pretty sweet. I can confirm to you, having spoken to the skin creator today, we will be seeing a garage door on the horizon, very likely with transparency and glow in the dark as well. So that's interesting. But would a garage door help out the likes of that SAR? Probably not. It'll very likely end up like these skins over here. So that might end up being another 60 cent to 80 cent builder. We shall see. But that door, keep an eye on it, because as I said, garage door on the horizon, more deplorables, we shall see. But it doesn't seem like it'll help out the weapons. It is a down-to-earth, grimy, battle-worn, rusty design. In terms of the approach, he's done a spectacular job. In terms of, does it appeal to a lot of people? Yeah. Probably not. But I respect it. Good job there, Fuff. I just don't think people are actively wanting things like that. You've got to be super colourful and in your face. I know, it's silly. Right, so that was all the skins. I hope that was totally fine for you. I hope that was very straightforward. I hope that wasn't too long. I really do hope that wasn't too long. But please keep an eye on the commits. In the lead up to next July 4th swipe, yep, we potentially on the horizon will be seeing the likes of bikes, travelling vendor, hood and cuffs, all the new content we thought was coming out for June 4th swipe. But, well, now, you know, it's being cooked on even longer. It'll likely come out for the next 4th swipe, July. So there's been interesting things being mentioned. The Tiger tag recently had another update with Panthers being mentioned. Where do Panthers live? Where do Tigers live? Don't fully know, but I don't know. Something might be cooking there. We've also likely got another tool cupboard on the horizon, another DLC tool cupboard. Keep an eye out for that. And a new Frontier Hazmat. So that very likely will be like a Hazmat DLC with like some interesting looking weapons and whatnot. Again, most likely for the July 4th swipe. They know a lot of people very likely will be appearing for July 4th swipe, because last year we peaked at 182,000. We had 95,000 average players throughout all of that month. So far this month we're doing pretty good, matching up to what we had for June. So everything's looking very good, guys. And the prices of Rust skins have been improving ever so nice. And you're probably sitting there wondering, should I consider selling my skins now? I will have a video out this weekend which we're going over that. It's a bit long, but it really does go in depth into trying to figure out, do you want to sell your skin now? Do you want to wait until July 4th swipe? Or do you want to hold on to a skin for maybe another year or so? Sounds silly, but it will make sense once you see it, alright? So everything's looking pretty sweet. Everything's looking pretty cool. Keep an eye out for the likes of the July 4th swipe. I'm pretty sure we'll be having a lot of people. Lots of kids are out of school at the moment. European kids slowly will be, you know, out of school soon as well. Summer vacation. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you appreciate it. Also, with all the newer skins, you might want to look at the Rust Workshop for all the newer skins that might appear, you know, all the submissions. If you don't want to do that, you can always go to micro522.com. It will show you all the newer skins. Just click date submitted. But you very likely won't start noticing new skins until Sunday. Most of them do appear on Monday. So Sunday, Monday, you get the idea. Cool. So that's everything. I've gone over as much as I can. I hope that was a very straightforward pace, and I hope you liked the video. Thank you very much. Best of luck with you and your investments. Catch you later.